Alright, Black Duck 294 back again on the 148. So we got her completely recapped except for 4 caps because I run out of .47 microfarad caps, so I got some in the mail coming this way. Other than that, we got all the electrolytic caps changed and replaced the channel display. Instead of going back over it with a factory replacement, I went with the aftermarket because the digits are a lot bigger. And one thing to take note of is when you pull this factory display out, you'll notice it has that writing on it, the part number. So you would just assume that the part number on this one would be oriented the same direction, but it's not. It's actually opposite. So the writing on this one will go the opposite of the factory if you get one of these aftermarket. And the reason I went with the aftermarket was just because of the digits are bigger and it looks really nice. So that's where we're at with it. You can see all the nice new caps.
Cancel medical.
I got the radio going over here, but all except for 4 little .47 microfarad caps, all replaced. There's several 10 volt caps in these radios, so is it necessary to do a full recap? Probably not, but you definitely want to replace all the 10 volt caps, which there's several back here in the output section, up here, various places in the audio circuit. So for what it costs and how long it takes, you might as well just recap the whole thing, but you don't have to. And word of advice, not that I'm some kind of a CB guru, I'm not a shop and not trying to pretend to be, but these traces can burn up quicker than a Hunter Biden crack pipe, so just be careful, be quick, and take your time. At the same time, what I would suggest and the way I like to do it now is just change one little section of caps, like say back here, change 4 or 5, hook the radio up, test it, make sure it's still good to go, and just do that all throughout. And it'll take you a little bit longer to get it done, but it's better than doing every single cap and then you hook the radio up and there's some weird problem and you got to sit there and really dig and dig to find out what's going on. And the only way I know that is because of experience. So doing it a few at a time, you know, if you hook it up and all of a sudden you got some issue that you didn't have, you can say, well, I just changed those 4 caps. And you can look and say, okay, I got one in backwards, or I got a solder bridge, or whatever. So that's just my way of doing it. It takes a little longer, but I don't get no hurry anyway. So we'll get this channel display back in. We'll be back. Okay, we're starting to put her back together. You can see we got the channel selector and display back in. Got our LED meter light. Now, I did this a little differently than I normally would because I plan on running this in my truck, and the red displays at night are a lot more subtle on your eyes than like blue or some of the modern stuff. But these white LEDs can be a little bit much, so I got it hooked to the dimmer, but instead of actually dimming it down, I've got it already kind of dim, and then the dimmer just cuts it off. So if I'm in my truck and that white LEDs drive me crazy at night, I can just cut it all the way off and dim the channel display a little bit at the same time. But with it normally on, it's a good level for normal use, and it's not really going to be too bright at night. But instead of just hooking it up directly to the stock meter lamp wires, you know, that just leaves it on full blast all the time and you have no control over it. I just hooked it up to where the dimmer turns the meter light all the way off. And normally, I know most people probably wouldn't want to do it that way, but I did it like that because it's going in my truck. We got all the controls tightened, all the switches tightened and cleaned. And normally you'd probably want to use deoxit, but I don't have any, so I just use some CRC, electronic contact cleaner. It's better than nothing. But yep, she's pretty much done except for those last 4 caps and going through the alignment. So we're going to pump the brakes on this for a hot minute till them new caps come in, and once we get those done and changed, we will go through the alignment procedure. So thanks for watching, everybody, and have a good week coming up. 294, the Black Duck, we're back out. Just wanted to show one more quick clip of it here, with that new display in there with the faceplate on. Those bigger digits really look nice. They fill the window up a lot better. I think they look really good, and this 35-year-old faceplate didn't clean up half bad, if I don't say so myself. Just used a little 409 on it and some elbow grease. It ain't perfect, but it's definitely not beat all to hell. You know, it's in good shape. It's not got no big chunks out of it. A few little surface scratches, but man, it polished up pretty nice. So that's where we're at. Catch y'all next time. Thanks for watching. Black Duck UDX 294. Click, click, click.